at 6:30.
All right, good afternoon. Cedar Point Planning Board meeting Tuesday, January 6th. Roll call, Michael Castellano.
Here.
Bill Davis. Here. Brad Smith. Here. Tony Mitchell. Here. David Autry. Here. We are all present. Meeting minutes. There were 4 different minutes from the past. Has anyone had a chance to look at them and have any concerns about them? I did have one concern on one of them, but I don't remember which one. I think you scroll to the bottom.
The December?
Don't remember which one. There was at the bottom, it said that there was a motion, but then it didn't list. Yeah, this one here. It says they made a motion with a consistency statement, but there was no vote listed.
Are we on the December? I'm sorry.
This is the November
5th of 24. I can't remember that far back what the vote was. I think it was probably unanimous in favor.
I have my written notes.
We can pull those and just put them back on next month with the updated change.
It's just that one. The other ones I think were all. So we'll need a motion to approve the other 3 minutes, the March 4th, April 1st, and December 2nd minutes.
Motion to approve the March 4th, April 1st, and December 2nd minutes.
Second. All in favor? All right. Those minutes are approved and we'll revise the other one for next time.
Yeah.
New business, Cedar Point Villas final plat.
You want to present anything, or you want me to just kind of walk through? All right. So this is a final plat review. The town has already taken a look at the preliminary plat. This is the kind of last step before they're able to divide it into lots legally in order to sell lots. The application, but there isn't a specific application for subdivision, it's basically by letter. So the letter's on the screen there for you. Josh Edmondson is with Tidewater Associates. Been working on the project. He's here to also answer any questions that you might have. A copy of the final plat was in your packet. Staff has reviewed it. This is one of those that it's the continuation of a project that has vested rights. So there are things in here that don't meet the current ordinances, and the reason they don't is because they got permission to build this particular plan years ago. And as long as you continue with the plan, as long as you make steps towards that plan to develop it, you can gain vested rights. And so you'll see some things in here that don't meet our current ordinances, but is based off the same plan that was approved years ago with the rest of the development out there at Cedar Point Villas. The only thing that really stood out to us, and I've raised the issue with Josh, I didn't know if he wanted to address that tonight, is one of the things that's required of a final plat is that each of the individual lots have to be staked, and the survey has to show that they're staked. So it either should say existing iron pin or stake, or found iron stake or pin. With these being townhouses that you're looking at, there's 18 units there. A lot of times, depending on how they word it, it may actually just be the land directly underneath the building, at which point it's either the middle wall or the outside corners of the building. So I did want him to address that tonight, figure out what we need to do. If an update is needed, we just need it done before it gets signed off on by the mayor and chair, if that's the only change that's needed. But we do have the required comments down here at the bottom, the certificates that are required. And there was an update also that needed to be done in the upper right hand corner. There was a missing date up here for Jonathan's signature block here. So that needs to be updated. But those are the only things that we noted as staff as being missing. Not shown in some of this is the parking area. The utilities have been put in place. Water, sewer, stormwater, all that's been taken care of. Parking has been paved. When we were out there the other day, it hadn't been striped. I don't know if they've striped it since.
I wouldn't able to get that out.
Okay. So it may need some striping, but usually what happens if there's any bond, we hold that until all that work's done, but I think striping is the only thing that would be left and. I mean, we can hold the approval until part of it's striped. That's not a big deal. But I'm open to any questions that you might have. Josh as well. It's about one of the simpler things we have to look at because the plan's already been approved.
Want to comment now on his concerns?
So David, there are the existing townhouse plans. Does call for us to go a little bit outside the wall. So we'll revise that, David, to get you what you need. So it's shown correctly for townhouses. One of the other comments that I will say, stormwater, this is exempt, is grandfathered in, so it is exempt from North Carolina stormwater requirements. Other than that, that's pretty much it. I'm happy to answer any questions that anybody may have about the project.
Any concerns?
Okay, questions for, so how old is the approved plan?
I'd have to go back and look, see when they.
But there's
Did the preliminary.
no like expiration date on it?
So there's two types of vested rights. There are statutory vested rights, which are given based on the general statutes. And those do have time limits on them. But common law vested rights, which carry all the way from England, basically North Carolina recognizes that once you start a project that is done in phases, as soon as you've invested time and money to the point that has demonstrated a plan to continue that plan to actually bring it to fruition, there isn't. You can argue over time if there's enough time has gone by and there hasn't been a whole lot of investment made into the project, then that's something that is usually argued before a judge. But in these projects where they have built 200 out of 218 units, I mean, these are the last 18 units in all of that development. So, yeah, the town's not going to enter into a legal battle over vested rights for these 18 units.
And so then there's no my question's centered on parking, because I know in the past we have like 2 parking spots per.
Yes, so
townhouse.
they.
Are they gonna have 2 parking spots per
Let's
town?
see, I'll pull up the preliminary plan for you. Which did show that information. So with the final plat, what you're seeing there in common area has parking in it. But because it's not part of the division, it doesn't have to be shown.
Okay.
But I'll bring it up for you. Cedar Point Village, page 3. So that's what the preliminary looks like.
Okay, so with that, so they'll have 2 parking spots per, right? But is that because they're, as you're saying, non-conforming because it's prior
Yeah, so some of the nonconformities on this particular tract are the number of parking spaces.
Yep.
There's no requirement for buffer.
Yep, because that was my other one. I was gonna do parking.
Yep.
Stormwater retention plan,
And number of units per acre.
and then, right,
3
and then,
things.
and then green space, common area,
They probably have that
and then,
between the center island here and then the bump outs around the parking area. They probably are actually meeting. the current standards for that.
And then the other question I had is the corner of the right unit touching it, so that's part of the greater development, that phase 3 boundary, so there's no need to have that be bumped in. It's
Yeah, that's-
part of the greater community.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's part of the overall development.
Okay. Those are my questions. I just came out with having talked green spaces in the past. Other things. Okay.
Yeah, the only projects that I know in Cedar Point that have or have had vested rights that we have had to consider is this one. The apartments that Buddy Guthrie has, he has permission to do 5 buildings. He's so far done 2 of them. And then the last phase of the villas at Megan's Bay was a vested rights issue because they had already done the other buildings.
So with Buddy Guthrie, did he buy the adjoining property next to it? Okay.
Not to my knowledge. No, all 5 buildings would be
that
on
one.
those 2 tracts of land where the 2 existing buildings are.
I'm good.
Well, if there's no other concerns, we just need a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
The Cedar Point Villas final plat
With the town's required changes that have already been addressed.
with the town's required changes that have already been addressed.
Thank you.
It's coming in written store. Do we have a second? Okay, all in favor? It passes unanimously.
There is one other item that needs to be added to your agenda tonight.
Yes,
Okay, are you aware of it?
I think so. With the absence of TJ Williams, we need a vice chair to be elected. We have a volunteer.
I nominate somebody who's retired. Nominate David Autry.
We have a nomination. Do we have a second nomination?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
We'll help you out, David.
Yeah.
We'll help you out.
Nothing like getting thrown into the fire.
As long as the chairman's here, I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, I try. Okay. Next order of business, public comments. Mayor, you got anything to say? Comments from board members. Anything on your mind?
Welcome and David and Tony to the team and look forward to working with y'all in the upcoming year. Happy New Year.
With that,
Make a motion to adjourn.
wait a second. Okay,
You seconded.
we are adjourned. Easy.